Hello students, I am Pallav Darbari. Welcome you all in my YouTube channel Pallav Darbari Classes. In this video we will discuss Maharatnas, Navratnas and Mini Ratnas. Dear viewers, if you have not subscribed my channels, please subscribe my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video you get the notification. Let's start the class. Listen, the state-owned enterprises in India is called a public sector undertaking or public sector enterprise. These companies are owned by the Union Government of India or one of many states or territorial government or both. The state-owned enterprises in India are classified as public sector undertaking, public sector banks, state-level public enterprises. The public sector undertakings or central public sector enterprises are mainly divided into Maharatnas, Navratnas, Mini Ratnas of category 1, category 2 based on financial performance, net worth, revenue, profit, etc. After the new economic policy, PSUs were badly affected. Why? Because the government had provided protection from the foreign competitors, and after the new economic policy, they don't know how to face it, so they collapse. Just to motivate the PSUs, government decided that they would give Navratnas, Mini Ratnas and Maharatnas title to these PSUs so that they would get autonomy to compete for the global market. In the year 1997, the government started categorizing PSUs as Navratnas and Mini Ratnas, and in the year 2009, the government introduced another category, Maharatnas. Let's start the Mini Ratnas. Mini Ratnas has two categories, category 1 and category 2. The government introduced Mini Ratnas in October 1997. The total number of Mini Ratnas till date is 73. 61 are in category 1 and 12 are in category 2. We discussed the Mini Ratnas in detail. As I told you, in the Mini Ratnas we are having two categories, category 1, category 2. We will see the eligibility and we will see and discuss the benefits for investment. Let's discuss the eligibility first of category 1. That PSU will come under it that have made profit continuously for the last 3 years or earned a net profit of 30 crore or more in one of the 3 years. Let's discuss the benefits for investment. PSUs are allowed to invest up to 500 crore without taking government's approval. Listen, in the case of the PSUs, if the PSU want to invest in any of the project, firstly they have to take the permission from the government, and after taking the permission or after getting the permission, they can invest the money in any of the project. But in the case of the category 1, they are free to invest up to 500 crore without government's approval. So that's the benefit for investment. Now let us discuss the eligibility for the category 2. PSUs that have made profit continuously for the last 3 years and should have a positive net worth is eligible to come under this category. Let's see the benefit. PSUs are allowed to invest up to 300 crores. In the case of the category 1, it is 500 crore. Now it is 300 crore without taking government's approval. Now let us discuss the Navratnas. Financial autonomy was initially awarded to 9 PSUs as Navratnas in July 1997. Originally, the term Navratnas meant a talisman composed of 9 precious gems. Later on, this term was adopted in the court of Gupta Emperor Vikramaditya and Mughal Emperor Akbar as a collective name for 9 extraordinary courtiers at their courts. The total number of Navratnas till date is 14. Let us discuss the eligibility of the Navratnas. PSU which falls under the Mini Ratna category 1 and has obtained very good or excellent rating in 3 of the last 5 years are eligible for the Navratnas. PSUs which has a composite score of 60 or above in the 6 selected performance parameter, namely net profit to net worth, earnings per share, profit before interest tax, profit before depreciation, interest and tax, manpower cost to total cost of production, intersectoral performance. In these parameters, if the PSU scored 60, then they are eligible for the Navratnas category. Let us see the financial benefits. PSUs are allowed to invest up to 1000 crore or up to 15% of their net worth on a single project or 30% of the net worth in the whole year without taking government's approval. In a very simple word, we can say PSUs are allowed to invest up to rupees 1000 crore without taking government's approval. Now let us discuss the Maharatnas. In the year 2009, the government established the Maharatnas status, which arises companies investment ceiling from 1000 crore to 5000 crore. Earlier we were having the Navratnas and there the investment ceiling was 1000. So government was to increase up the investment ceiling, so they introduced this Maharatnas category. The total number of the Maharatnas till date is 10. Let us see the eligibility. First is it should be a Navratna company. Second, PSU should have an average annual turnover of more than 25,000 crore during the last 3 years. PSU's average net worth after tax should be more than 5,000 crore during the last year. Next is PSU should be listed on the stock exchange. Next is PSU should have an average annual net worth of more than 15,000 crore during the last 3 years. Last one is PSU should have a significant presence globally. Let us discuss the list of Maharatnas and the Navratnas are very important. It can be asked in MCQs. The first, as I told you, the total number of the Maharatnas is 10. The first one is Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. Second one, Coal India Limited. Third, Gas Authority of India Limited. Fourth, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Fifth, National Thermal Power Corporation. Sixth, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. Seventh, Steel Authority of India Limited. Eighth, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. Ninth, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. And last one is Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. Power Grid Corporation of India is Limited is recently added. Now let us see the list of the Navratnas. The total number of the Navratnas till date is 14. The first one is Bharat Electronics Limited. Second one is Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited. Next is Container Corporation of India. Next, Engineer India Limited. Next, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Next, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited. Next, National Aluminium Company. Next, National Building Construction Corporation. Next, National Mineral Development Corporation. Next, Neyveli Lignite Corporation Limited. Then Oil India Limited. Then Power Finance Corporation. Then Rural Electrification Corporation. And last one is Shipping Corporation of India. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.